Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ragnarok Stars 2023. We are your casters for tonight. This is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go!
Let's go indeed. And wow. Okay. Just
Let's.
wow. Because
Yes.
tonight will be the you can say second round of this tournament, MG. What
Yes.
can you say about our competitors for tonight?
Yes. Actually, there's a lot of things that I would like to say about our competitors for tonight. Again, we're talking about Nemesis Elites and Last Nightmare. These two guilds are really consistent when it comes to their fights on the first round. So definitely, it's gonna be a huge adjustment coming from Last Nightmare. Same goes with Nemesis Elites because these two guilds are using those very rush plays on getting those quick wins versus their opponent. So wanna see who has that fast adjustment when it comes to on strats. So that's gonna be a huge factor for tonight. Yeah.
Yes, all right. And if you guys don't know, this is Ragnarok Stars. Ragnarok Stars is a regional tournament which will be happening in October. Representatives from Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines will be holding a competition in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Ooh.
The overall champion will receive exclusive costumes and cash prize. And of course, like what we mentioned earlier, this is the ROGGH Playoff. This is an exclusive GGH only tournament. The stakes are even higher in this tournament as not only will this determine GGH's strongest, there is also an opportunity to fight stronger opponents and to represent GGH in an even bigger event. All right, so
Yes.
tonight we'll be having a best of 5 match between these two guilds, Last Nightmare and Nemesis Elites.
Yep.
For Last Nightmare, uh, they are recognized as one of the guilds with exceptional skill within the realm of Ragnarok Online. Last Nightmare Guild serves as a testament to the superiority of quality over quantity. They have emerged victorious in various Ragnarok tournaments and have gained the distinction of being the most esteemed amongst their peers.
Yes, and speaking of introduction, of course, Nemesis Elites has their own introduction. So basically, Nemesis Elites was formed in 2020 during the RO MSP server. Their guild name originated from their guild master Nemesis. Their guild was composed of different generation of players. So just imagine, guys, they have their old players and at the same time the new generation of players, and at the same time they have the mission of conquering, of course, the ROS tournament. And at the same time, they want to provide or they want to show the highest gameplay and competitiveness in terms of their strategies, of course. So in the same time, camaraderie and loyalty is the bread and butter of their guild. Hence, the new members are also welcome to join their growing family. So the guild motto for this one: those who block our way will be perished. Be careful,
Wow.
guys.
All right. So
Let's go.
I kind of like reading the introductions of these guys.
Yes.
They're quite amazing. All right. Anyway,
Yes.
guys, shout outs to everyone in the chat
Let's
right
go, chat.
now. Hello, everyone. Who is the team that you are voting for? Is it going to be Last Nightmare or Nemesis Elites? Let us know in the chat, guys, and please do like and share the stream because this match will determine one of the teams who will be representing GGH in Ragnarok Stars 2023.
Yes, a very exciting game, definitely. In terms of strategies and all, I think they're match, and yeah, guilds are really prepared for this one. So I'm pretty excited to see who's gonna win or who will take that wins coming from that BO5.
Yes, and speaking of wins, MG, like what I said, this is a very important match for both of these
Yes.
teams. That's why the stakes are even higher in this match for tonight. Again, this is best of 5. Whoever wins this will represent GGH Ragnarok Stars 2023 in Jakarta, Indonesia. And of course, they will be battling out teams from other countries as well.
Yes.
So this is a very big opportunity for our teams tonight. So that's why both teams are prepared to risk it all just to win this match.
Yes, I agree. All is everything is under the line for this one. So definitely, they need to bring their A game. After this win, they can actually rest for a bit because after this ROS, they're gonna compete on the Indonesia lineup of guilds, and that's actually a very prestigious event that all of the top guilds from other countries will be gathering into one tournament and prove who's gonna be the best of the best in terms
Yes.
of the Ragnarok
Who
series.
will be the Ragnarok star?
Yeah.
Wow.
I tried to play, but you know.
We're just not good enough. That's why we're
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
MJ.
It's
Alright,
really
that's why
hard.
we're here.
Yes, especially
The-
especially we're talking about like 170 level different item setups right now because on the previous tournaments that we have 130, but right now
Mhm.
players are stepping on a 170 meta wherein more stats can be added, items as well, new items are going to be added as well on their characters, and at the same time the strategies as well, including some nerfs and buffs from other characters as well. So a lot of things to be considered when it comes to the playoff or for the play here.
Yes. Yes, a lot of changes. Of course, the items are different, like what you mentioned. New meta changes, new lineup changes as well, because you can't really be too sure of what you have. Of course, you need to try to scout your opponent for a little bit, what they use, what they do, what's their strategy supposedly in these matches. Of course, we had our matches last week, right?
Yes.
They had their round number one of this tournament, so that's why they can kind of get the gist of how their opponents will perform tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, tonight they will be playing in map number two, quite a different map compared to last week, which we played on map number three. There are no bridges here, like what you can see. But MG, what can you
Yes.
see in the lineup of Nemesis Elite?
Yes. On the side of Nemesis Elite, guys, they're using a Sura, Shadow Chaser, Archbishop, Royal Guard, Mechanic, Warlock, and a Sorcerer.
Oh,
No
okay. And for the
Minstrel. No
side
Minstrel.
of Last Nightmare, they have their Mechanic, Archbishop, Sorcerer, Rune Knight, or Royal Guard, and Warlock. And
Yes.
I gotta say, the Warlock plays here, in the GGH playoffs are quite good. They have different strategies. They play differently from the Warlock that we are used to seeing, and hopefully we'll be seeing something different this time around because again, a lot is on the line for this tournament.
Yes, and if you're gonna pull off some crazy strategies, I think this is the moment that you need to pull them off. Again, you need to surprise your opponent as much as you can. You need to outstrat them at any cost. Again, this players has an idea on what the other guilds did on the previous matches. So definitely they have the data, they have the idea on what to do or how to counter those guilds. So most likely, guys, everyone is going to be prepared for their matches
All
for this
right.
series.
Yes, and round number one, here
Here
we
we
go.
go.
Ooh, I saw
Whoa,
actually a
whoa,
full throttle coming from the
la-
Warlock of Last Nightmare,
whoa!
but Suicidal Destruction
What?
taking down two members of Nemesis Elites right here, and five members of Nemesis Elites are still left. And one more will go down from Nemesis Elites right there, and that's Sura of Nemesis just trying to
Oh,
take down the members here of Last Nightmare. That Royal Guard is catching up to that Sura. Try and make him survive the fight.
Guillotine
Guillotine Fist to
fist.
take down that Royal Guard, and that Sura of Nemesis is still alive, along with that Warlock plus that Archbishop. What can they do here to turn things around? This is going to be a 5 versus 3 battle. No, actually, a 6 versus 3 battle. White imprisoned that
Yes.
Archbishop to lock him down. Warlock getting hit by that Rune Knight, and
Oh,
they are getting damaged. That
oh,
Warlock is getting damaged heavily by Last
wow.
Nightmare right here. And now, the Archbishop under that White imprison. What will they do? This spell's
Uh,
going off, and it
wow.
got hit. Of course, that Sura is still alive for
Yep.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
And Last Nightmare still has a lot of members left in this round number one of
Y-
this match.
Yes.
Okay, Nemus on the floor. White in prison to catch him right there in this spot. I think they're going to time this right.
Yeah. Definitely. Like,
What
did
will they do though?
did I see that correctly? There, that's a critical RK like Rune Knight. I think we're seeing a
Yes.
critical rune
I
knight.
think it's a
Wow.
physical runite right here.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
Here we go.
Sorry, sir.
Exceed break. Charging.
Oh,
Some emojis. Let's go.
what's going
Okay.
to be the last hit?
Spell break.
Okay, spell break.
I think they're just
We're just
enjoying this.
waiting.
They're just
We're just
enjoying this. Yeah.
waiting. All right.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for this white imprison
Wow.
to go off. I'm not sure why they are not really removing that one.
Safety walls are up. Battle
Mm-hmm.
chants are casting again. Here we go.
And the Sura of Nemesis is sleeping right now. Stone Curse getting casted once again. We have some vacuums on the floor. Curse Circle getting casted here. And the spells. Okay. Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, that's a
And that Royal Guard finished that Sura off. And Last
yes.
Nightmare will take round number 1.
Yes, that was a great push coming from Last Nightmare. Just imagine a quick full throttle on top of their stack earlier on the side of Nemesis Elites. That Whistle Destruction managed to connect into 3 players, and that Whistle Destruction actually created that chaos wherein the entire forces of Nemesis Elites got scattered or got separated on that map. So good push. Again, crazy strats coming from Last Nightmare. This is what we want to see for this one. They need to outperform their enemies. I think this is one of the strategies of Last Nightmare right now versus Nemesis Elites.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, for Nemesis, they were just a little bit too late into moving out of their spawn point. That's why I think they got caught by Last Nightmare in that certain point in the map.
Yeah.
So they were able to create that space. Last Nightmare was able to dictate the pace of the game, and they weren't able to actually push out at the right moment. So, yeah, I think Nemesis Elites just need to be careful and just check on what Last Nightmare is doing. But again, congratulations to Last Nightmare for
Yes.
winning round number 1. But round number 2 might be different because again, that Warlock of Last Nightmare already used that full throttle.
Yes, and on the side of Last Nightmare, I think this is a good start for them. They have the momentum. They have that quick push. They know that they can actually rush in on Nemesis Elites. But on the side of Nemesis Elites, they know for a fact that they don't. Last Nightmare doesn't have the full throttle anymore, right? So they cannot repeat that strategy anymore to the second round. So they have the full throttle. Maybe we can actually see a full throttle coming from Nemesis Elites for the second round, but I think it will still depend on how they can actually reposition. And I agree with you on the first round. I think there is a slow movement coming from Nemesis Elites. I think they're still trying to figure out what spot are they gonna reposition. Are they gonna reposition on the high ground on that hill, or are they gonna go in straight up with the Last Nightmare? There's a bit of miscommunication on that one. The moment that Suicidal Destruction connected, everyone gets scattered. So I think they just need to figure out on where and what to do on the side of Nemesis Elites.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Last Nightmare really connected with that Suicidal Destruction
Yes.
early on in the match. That's why they were able to pick off 2 members immediately from Nemesis Elites. But we'll see in round number 2 on what happens for this match. Again, Nemesis Elite Sura was very nimble back in round number 1. He was just gliding from side to side in every direction. That's why it's really hard to catch him, and trap him to a specific spot. But Last Nightmare has that white imprison.
Yes.
They have some disables also at hand so that they can, stop that Sura from going in and out of the battle. And what's important here for Last Nightmare is that they don't lose the momentum
Yes.
to actually beat their opponents right here in this match. For Nemesis Elites, I believe they just need to be careful. They just need to be careful. They need to be quick as well. We didn't actually see, or in my end of the screen, I didn't actually see that Suicidal Destruction land coming from Nemesis Elites. Maybe he's one of the first few members who got taken down by that Suicidal Destruction of the mechanic of Last Nightmare. So they really need to position themselves in a spot where they can do a counter attack and make sure they are able to take down the key members of Last Nightmare.
Yes. And if ever on the side of Nemesis Elites, if ever they're planning to do a very slow tempo push, they can actually use a Storm Gust just to prevent those front slides, body relock on top of their characters. They can actually use that to prevent those fast movement coming from Last Nightmare. But again, if they have the intention to go and rush in, they should rush in immediately, no hesitation. They need to plan it out at the start of the game, the moment that that timer uh is up. They need to move immediately because again, Last Nightmare, I think they're not gonna give any chance when it comes to movement. They're not gonna let Nemesis Elites to bounce back on this one. So Nemesis Elites needs to do something. They need to snowball immediately to flip the situation versus Last Nightmare.
Yes, and speaking of moving quickly right here, you really need to move quickly to actually catch the battle for the best deals. You need to catch the NPC Hen Solo just outside the West Frontera gate to purchase packages for a special price. And this is only while stocks last. So you need to get moving quickly right
Let's
here
go,
to
guys.
catch the NPC Hen Solo. Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Okay, all right. And round number 2 is getting prepared in a bit right here, as we can see. Oh no, we can't see it just yet.
Yes.
But my goodness, yeah, I'm expecting a lot from Nemesis Elites in this round. This might actually be the round that they bounce back. I need to check on the strategy of Last Nightmare as well to actually change my mind for a bit right here, because again, Full Throttle has already been committed, like what I said earlier. So if they choose to do a different strategy this time around, maybe they are able to just do that continuous push against Nemesis Elites and take round number 2 as well.
Yes.
And you can see how Last Nightmare really prepared for this match. Just targeting the specific opponents perfectly well. They know who to target and when to cast those skills. So, practice really pays off.
Yes, that's actually true. And I really like how they're playing the Rune Knight right now. For this patch, guys, for those people who doesn't know, the critical part of this patch is really strong or really effective. So I think they're trying to maximize the RK critical type or physical type. So actually we saw a huge damage earlier connecting to that one player, putting his HP around like 60% immediately on few taps of that Rune Knight. So I think having that physical Rune Knight on top of their lineup is really good and really effective versus Nemesis Elites.
And for round number 2, who do you think will take the win? Is it going to be Last Nightmare for this match to become 2-0, or will Nemesis tie the match 1-1 and win round number 2? Let us know in the chat right now, guys.
Let's
Is it
go.
going to be LN or NE?
And
Last Nightmare or Nemesis Elites?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good match for this one. LN versus NE. But again, I think Nemesis Elites knows how what type of characters the Last Nightmare is running right now. So it's a matter of positioning right now and execution on wherein if they're gonna move first or are they just gonna be reactive for this one. So let's see for this round. Battle Chants are casting. Here we go.
All right, and round number 2 just started.
Yeah, so
let's see here.
A very
Last Nightmare just moving, just using those members to scout. And they already scouted where Nemesis is right now. Nemesis needs to be careful right here. Vacuums on the floor. Nemesis just making sure to create that decent space. Mechanic is moving closer. Just chasing down.
Here we go.
That Royal Guard, as that Royal Guard actually of Nemesis goes down. Actually, I don't know if you actually caught that on camera, MG.
Yeah, that's a really tough position now. Coming from LN, I think Nemesis Elite has the advantage for this round. So they just need to be careful and how to execute this one. Still, Last Nightmare has that firepower on their side. They still have the Sura. They have that critical Rune Knight, and they have that Sorcerer that can actually play a utility plus a damage dealer. So I think right now Nemesis Elites are just taking their time, playing it safe. They just want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that they want to take this round perfectly.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
right
but hold
now,
on. Curse
vacuums,
circle
curse
caught in that
circle,
Archbishop, and now you can see ignorance of
criticals.
that Royal Guard
Oh,
of Last Nightmare and Nemesis Elite just trying to damage here the Royal Guard of Last Nightmare to of course remove their chances of getting that extra damage done on their teammates. Now Fiberlock
yes.
vacuums on the floor. There is that land protector, and of course Nemesis Elites will not give the chance to Last Nightmare that easily.
Yes. I think good positioning there coming from Last Nightmare. I think they didn't lost any member on top of that battle. Good pressure
Mm-hmm.
coming from the RK, managing to hit those key players at the back, making sure that the pressure is consistent, and preventing the backlane to immediately support the front line.
Uh-huh. And there you go. Frost Misty on the floor. Curse Circle. Bloody Lust.
Oh,
Casting that Sura. Gates of Hell. Targeting that Shadow Chaser on the back. And as you can see, Diamond does Land Protector. I think Nemesis Elites got caught right there. We have that Land
SGs
Protector on the floor. Exceed Break to actually damage the opponents or damage
they're moving up
Nemesis
now.
Elites right here. The Crease Agi coming from the Archbishop of Nemesis Elites. And now you can see Last Nightmare is trying to
You
target
Saji,
one
you like
member
Saturna?
here of Nemesis, while that Sura is going to try
Here we
and
go. Here
take
comes the
someone
backup.
down. Are we going to see a cursed circle coming from Last Nightmare? Land Protector, Gates of Hell
That's Ark is
targeting that
low.
sorcerer, but
Almost
that
done.
sorcerer is still alive. Guillotine fist.
Oh,
No, not enough damage to actually take down that Warlock right there.
yeah, it's a good push here coming from Last Nightmare. They managed to bounce back on this one. They're actually hitting 4 players right now. And as you can see, they're actually focusing the
Guillotine fist.
sorcerer on
Oh,
that
not.
Nemesis Armada. Nemesis Armada is down to 2 players. And right now, Nemesis Armada is trying to survive here. We have the mechanic. We have the Warlock surviving this one. And right now, Last Nightmare decided to push to eliminate that sorcerer of Nemesis Armada. Oh my god, this is a long match versus Nemesis and Last Nightmare. Last Nightmare is trying to regroup on this one. A good call there coming from Last Nightmare. Last Nightmare is moving up on the hill, and I think a small regroup is done. So quick rebuffs there, quick battle chance is up. And they're deciding now which character to punish. And they decided
Ooh.
go for the Archbishop. Archbishop is down. A good exit break there coming from that Royal Guard, and they decided now to hit that Sura. Quick curse circle,
Circle. Guillotine
Guillotine
fist.
Fist, 20% HP low down, but right now they managed to heal up. A quick hide there, trying to evade those damage or bombs coming from Last Nightmare. Last Nightmare right now is just waiting. A good comeback here coming from Last Nightmare. Critical hits coming from that RK. Oh my god, this round is really heavy between these two girls. Okay.
Well, I'm actually not sure what happened right here. I think the
Yeah.
most that I can conclude is that they got hit by the debuffs of Nemesis elites earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they weren't able to actually take down the members of Nemesis elites really quickly right here. But in terms of who has the most firepower right now, I'm going to give it to Last Nightmare.
Yes.
Nemesis elites only has 2 members left. One more will go
Oh.
down. That's Sorcerers. The only one alive. Fiberlocks will go off to try and lock someone down. The vacuums on the floor. Exceed Break, Spellbreaker,
Wow.
Curse Circle, and Lex Eterna. And will we see a hit right here? No, not enough damage to actually take down that Sorcerer.
Yes.
And that Sorcerer is not going to give up that easily. He's still trying to hold on. Spellbreakers
Let's
trying to
go.
stop someone from casting vacuums again. That Sorcerer's just really tanking the damage of Last Nightmare right now.
Yes.
Another Curse Circle. Guillotine Fist. No,
Oh.
not enough damage.
Not
He's still
enough. Not
alive,
today.
guys.
Not today.
He's
Not
still
today.
alive.
Oh my god, this fight between these two guilds is really good. And right now we're just waiting for that sorcerer. Okay, I think the sorcerer is down. Wow.
Yes, I think that sorcerer is down and out, and I think Last Nightmare will be taking round number 2 as well.
Yes, a very very close match versus Nemesis Elites. On the first part of that battle, I think Nemesis Elites managed to secure good kills on versus Last Nightmare, forcing Last Nightmare to paddle back and retreat and regroup. Nemesis Elites decided to regroup first and just play it safe for the meantime. But again, the bounce, the comeback of Last Nightmare from that match was really good. They tried to initiate, tried to pick off one player, then fall back and then regroup. Then repeat that. They repeated that strategy like twice, and it resulted into an even fight versus Nemesis Elites. Nemesis Elites had a hard time on taking down Last Nightmare because they lack on the firepower side of the classes. So that's why basically Last Nightmare had the advantage on the last part or on the late game for this one. So yes, Last Nightmare taking another win versus Nemesis Elites.
Yes.
Oof.
Actually, I'm not sure why there is a bit of a lay here right there in the match. Maybe they got caught by debuffs. Maybe they got caught by different skills by that Shadow Chaser or Warlock earlier. That's why they weren't able to finish off that match quickly. I mean, Last Nightmare went in and back down
Yeah.
after maybe a single kill or two kills right there. And I like how the mechanic of Last Nightmare actually just chases down the members of Nemesis
Yeah.
Elites right
Yeah.
there at the
Yeah.
bottom
Yeah.
of the map. And I was waiting for a stop coming from Nemesis Elites earlier.
Yes.
I was looking for a Soulburn or maybe a White Imprison just to lock that mechanic down.
Hmm.
Or some other skill to actually take that mechanic out very quickly instead of getting caught by that suicidal destruction, eliminating that royal guard of Nemesis Elites. And yeah, it's quite difficult to come up with a strategy that can fit the certain situation that quickly. That's why practice is really important, and they're just really focusing on how they can get the advantage in the match.
Yes, yes. I agree on that one. And at the same time, I think on the side of Nemesis Elites, that regroup that they did, because earlier they have the advantage. They have more numbers. Last Nightmare have like fewer numbers. They only have like 5. But I think the decision making there is really tough, because again, Last Nightmare has a full core of pure damage dealer. They have the RK or they have the Rune Knight. They have a utility. They have the Sorcerer. They still have that Sura on top of them. So I understand why Nemesis Elites needs to regroup and cast their battle chants all over again, because again, they just want to make sure that on the next push that they're gonna do, they want to hit it really hard, wherein they want to wipe at least 2 to 3 players immediately. But again, that regroup gave Last Nightmare an opportunity to to recover, basically. So they have all of their buffs, they have all of their skills up and running right now. Then they decided to initiate. They don't want to give Nemesis Elites that breathing time that they need. So Last Nightmare aggressively putting that pressure on top of them. That RK very successful, hitting the back lane, making sure that Archbishop is running 100% of the time in other classes, while the other classes of Last Nightmare hitting the core players, resulting into 1 kill. From there, they fall back. They know their Nemesis is about to fire back. They recognize that, they fall back. Then they let Nemesis Elites go to their stack because they know they can actually counter back immediately. So a really well planned strategy coming from Last Nightmare.
And speaking of working 100% of the time, there is going to be a 100% EXP boost
Yes.
on ROGGH from 9 August 12:01 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. This is a 100%
Oh.
EXP boost. So get your manuals ready and get that leveling going. Right.
Oh wow. Good.
Wow.
100%. Yes, let's go.
100%.
It's time.
Exactly like you mentioned it.
It's time.
100%.
Yes,
Like
it's
our
time.
teams right here, they need to give their 100%. effort into winning this match.
Yeah, like every game right now is really crucial. If you're gonna check how these guilds are executing their strategies left and right, it's really hard to predict on what to do. It's more on like confidence on one thing on doing it versus doubting or hesitating. So
Yes.
I think Last Nightmare right now is just purely confident on diving in, falling back, and I think that's what Nemesis Elites needs to do. They need to be confident on their pushes, commit 100%, no fall, no paddle back, just go all in. Put the pressure on top of Last Nightmare. Don't let them regroup. Don't let them move, and make them stay on one spot. Maybe Nemesis Elites can take one round out of the hands of Last Nightmare for this one.
Yes, and this is going to be hard for Nemesis Elites because the pressure is on. They are down 0-2. They need to catch up. They need to win 3 consecutive rounds for them to actually win this whole match. And Last Nightmare is just one win away from representing GGH in Ragnarok Stars 2023.
Yes. Again, Nemesis Elites, it's not game over yet. They still have those utility skills, utility classes that can pull off those high tempo strategies like the Shadow Chaser. They have a Shadow Chaser. I think the Shadow Chaser did actually a really good on the versus Last Nightmare earlier. So I think if they can actually maximize the Shadow Chaser on the side of Nemesis Elites, pressuring those players, because again, that Shadow Chaser cannot be one hit, or that Shadow Chaser can actually tank and absorb damage. So they can actually use that as a bait while they can connect that Suicidal Destruction on top of that pressure. So let's go, Nemesis Elites, let's go.
All right, let's go. Who do you think will win round number 2? Will Last Nightmare take
Yes!
this victory, or will Nemesis Elites make a comeback and win this round? Let us know in the chat, guys. Who do you think will win, Last Nightmare or Nemesis Elites? And this match will be start. This round will be starting in just a bit.
Yes.
MG, this is going to be exciting. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
god, dude. Like,
MG, let's have that. Let's go.
oh, hey guys, let's go!
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So
quick
that's
roll.
Sniper.
Oh, here we go.
Warlock in. Stacy's getting casted right here. Oh, the Shadow Chaser getting caught by this Rune Knight.
Oh! One
Ooh.
down, coming from Nemesis Elites, and right now I think Last Nightmare is trying to fall back here. They're trying to drag a few players out of the stack of Nemesis Elites. Nemesis Elites right now is charging, but again they're kind of out of position here on this one. Last Nightmare is trying to fall back. They're trying to lure out Nemesis Elites. Nemesis Elites now is actually in a good place here. They're actually trying to dominate this push on Last Nightmare, but again I think Last Nightmare just falling back. I'm not sure why they're not hitting back. And that RK doing those criticals on those players. So I'm not sure what's happening right now. They're not hitting each other.
White impression on that
Here we go.
mechanic right now. Pinpoint attack to try and disarm that
Oh.
that royal
Cursor
guard.
go?
And
Guillotine
Guillotine
Fist?
to take
Oh!
down that Shadow Chaser. And the Last Nightmare has the advantage. Suicidal Destruction. No! He got soul burned.
Ah.
And the Suicidal Destruction got cancelled right there. And now they took
Guillotine
down
Fist?
that mechanic. Guillotine Fist. Oh no, that mechanic's still alive. Suicidal Destruction. No! Spell
Oh!
break immediately coming from that sorcerer of Last Nightmare.
Guillotine Fist?
Guillotine Fist to target that mechanic, but he's still alive right here.
Yes. And okay, right now we have the Royal Guard still alive, trying to fight back on this one. Another Guillotine Fist, but no,
Not enough.
not enough damage. And right now he got stuck there. And I think Last Nightmare decided to go focus fire. One player, quick debuffs there coming from Last Nightmare, focusing the Royal Guard. Guillotine Fist, 10% HP, but he managed to recover on that one. And right now, they're trying to fall back while the two players of Last Nightmare hitting that mechanic. Mechanic is still trying to recover on that one. If he can land a Suicidal Destruction on this one.
No.
But no, not
damage.
enough damage. So right now, we're actually left with one player on the side of Nemesis.
Royal Guard is down.
Yes.
Mechanic is the only
Here
one
we
left.
go.
Guillotine Fist, not
Not.
enough damage still. And that Mechanic is still alive
Let's
after
go.
taking 3 Guillotine Fists from the Sura of Last Nightmare. And now he is just going to try and run away right here.
Yes.
Last Nightmare versus Nemesis Elites. That Mechanic is just waiting to go down. But wow.
Yeah. That's actually a really good match coming from these two guilds, showing a high level of execution. Very technical strategy there coming from Nemesis. And same goes with Last Nightmare. And but yeah, I think Last Nightmare is just really prepared for the match for today. So that's why they have that advantage right now. But again, good effort on the side of Nemesis Elites. I really like the idea. I really like how they executed. But again, Last Nightmare. Oh my god, that surprise, that first full throttle on the first match gave them a good momentum, pushing from second round to third round. Wow.
Yes, and congratulations to Last
Nightmare.
Nightmare for winning this match and representing GGH in Ragnarok Stars 2023.
Wow. Whew.
Wow, they're the first team to actually represent GGH MG. Okay, wow.
That was really good. That was
Yeah.
really intense. Like those three matches that we saw from game one, a full throttle, strat from round two, a left and right, crucial matches on last six versus last five went down to a final five players, and for the third round, ah, a very good match. Definitely one of the best matches that I've actually saw for the tournament.
Yeah, and Last Nightmare just didn't give a chance to Nemesis Elites in for all 3 rounds right there. While Nemesis Elites tried to make a little bit of a comeback right there, they got caught by the skills of a Last Nightmare, making sure to take down the specific key players of every match. That mechanic of Last Nightmare, just making sure to target that sorcerer. He's always trying to catch that sorcerer of Nemesis Elites. So in round number 3, you can see that very well.
Yes.
That mechanic just rushed into that sorcerer, used that suicidal destruction, even if it's all alone right there while everyone is scattered. And while that sorcerer is out, Last Nightmare can just freely move because they don't need to worry about the debuffs that Nemesis Elites will give.
Yes, a good read there coming from Last Nightmare. Understanding the lineup of Nemesis Elites and how they actually move on the entire map. So that was a really good prediction or a really good strategy coming from Last Nightmare. I'm actually really impressed on how they actually reposition their characters from a disadvantage point to an advantage point. It's really impressive how Last Nightmare is doing it versus Nemesis Elite. But again, on the side of Nemesis Elites, it's not easy to jump to 130 to 170. You can actually see the effort from the day one adjustment to the second day adjustment. They have the strategy, but again, I think Last Nightmare is just really well prepared for this match versus them. So yeah, GG well played to
Yes,
two guilds.
congratulations to Last Nightmare for moving on to the next round. They'll be moving on to the finals and wait for their opponent, which will be determined on Wednesday, August 9, same time, 8 p.m. onwards. And the match will be between
Alpha
Alpha versus XYZ.
XYZ.
So this is one of the match that you should look forward to because both these teams are really prepared as well to take each other on.
Yes.
And yeah, my goodness, I don't know what to say. It's a blowout coming from Last Nightmare right here. And again, good game, well played to Nemesis Elites. But
Yeah.
like what you mentioned, MG, Last Nightmare just did the specific preparations to actually win this match.
And to be fair as well, it's not a very one-sided game. All matches are very like it's a 50-50 matches as well. So it's not a one-sided match. All matches have that crucial moment that Nemesis can take it, can take that win, or Last Nightmare can take that win. So again, all three rounds are really good.
Yes, and yeah, MG, that's going to be it for
Yes.
tonight. That was Last Nightmare versus Nemesis Elites. And I'm pretty sure Last Nightmare will be celebrating this victory as they will be moving on to the finals, which will happen next week.
Whoa.
And speaking of celebration, in celebration of Malaysia and Singapore's National Day, there will be a free 1 hour entry into the Land of the Kings to collect gold bullions, exchange them for exciting rewards. And that is the Tiger and the Lion Part 2 for Ragnarok Online GGH. Alright,
Oh, so much
time to
event.
celebrate. And yeah, more to celebrate as we have this SG58 celebration egg. You can stand a chance to get Battle Circuit and Sealed Card 2, among other notable items. Just
Yes.
keep on celebrating the wins and how you got this far in the tournament. Again, good game, well played to these two guilds, and congratulations once again to Last Nightmare.
Yes.
And yes, MG, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Again, this is Ragnarok Stars 2023 GGH Playoff. Once again, we are your casters. This is James.
And this is MG.
And we'll see you all on Wednesday, August 9, 8 p.m. onwards. Bye, guys.